Okay, so picture this. You're out in the field, right? Maybe scouting for pests or
Yeah.
checking irrigation.
Right.
But instead of just, relying on your gut feeling,
Yeah.
you pull out your phone
Uh-huh.
and boom, you've got like real-time data
Wow.
on soil, moisture, nutrient levels,
Okay.
even microclimate variations.
Interesting.
That's the power of precision agriculture.
Yeah.
And it's all thanks to technology like what we're talking about today, LoRaWAN.
Yeah, and what's really interesting is how LoRaWAN is changing the game for professionals like you in agriculture.
Right.
It's not just about collecting data anymore. It's
Yep.
about using that data to make smarter decisions, to optimize how you're allocating resources,
Right.
and ultimately to boost your bottom line.
Okay, so let's be real. The world of ag tech can feel like you're drowning in jargon sometimes.
It really can.
So today we're doing a deep dive into LoRaWAN.
Love it.
What it is, why it matters for your farm or your operation,
Yeah.
and how open standards are key to unlocking its full potential.
You've probably heard of LoRa and LoRaWAN,
Right.
but they often get confused.
Sure.
Think of LoRa as the language.
Okay.
It's the actual radio technology that allows devices to communicate wirelessly over long distances.
Okay.
LoRaWAN, on the other hand, is like the grammar.
Okay.
It's the set of rules and protocols that make sure all those devices can seamlessly talk to each other and share data in a structured way.
So if LoRa is like sending a text message,
Okay, I like that.
LoRaWAN is making sure that text gets delivered to the right person at the right time with all the formatting intact.
Precisely.
Yeah.
You need both the language and the grammar for clear communication.
That makes sense, but why should someone say a farm manager with 1,000 acres of corn?
Right.
Why should they care about this distinction between LoRa and LoRaWAN?
Yeah, that's the key question.
Get to the good stuff. What's in it for them?
So this is where the open standard aspect of LoRaWAN becomes super important.
Okay.
It levels the playing field for farmers and agronomists
Okay.
by preventing what we call vendor lock-in.
Okay.
Imagine investing in a proprietary system only to find out later
Mm.
that it's incompatible with newer, better technology down the line, and you're stuck.
Ouch. That's like buying a tractor that can only run on one brand of fuel.
Exactly.
Talk about a nightmare.
A nightmare for sure with LoRaWAN because it's an open standard.
Right.
You're not tied to any one company or technology.
Right.
This gives you the freedom to choose the best tools for the job. You can mix and match devices from different manufacturers.
So you're not stuck in one ecosystem.
Exactly. And you can integrate them into a system that works seamlessly for your specific operation.
So if a new sensor comes out that can say, measure nitrogen levels in the soil with incredible accuracy,
Right.
and it's LoRaWAN compatible, you could just plug and play
Exactly.
without having to overhaul your entire system.
Precisely. That's the beauty of open standards.
Okay.
And that flexibility is invaluable in an industry like agriculture,
Right.
which is constantly evolving with new technologies and innovations. Companies like Zinseo, for example, are leveraging LoRaWAN to create cutting-edge solutions
Yep.
that integrate seamlessly into a variety of farming operations.
I'm already seeing the appeal here.
Yeah,
No one wants to be at the mercy of a single tech provider,
right.
especially in an industry as dynamic as agriculture. You
Yeah.
need to stay agile
Absolutely.
and adapt to new challenges. Okay, so let's dig deeper into this idea of open standards then.
Love it.
Why are they so crucial in the context of farming?
Yeah.
And how do they actually translate into tangible benefits for someone managing a large-scale operation? So we're talking about avoiding getting stuck with like a Franken system
Right.
of incompatible gadgets.
Yeah.
But how does that actually play out in the field?
Okay.
Give me a real-world scenario where open standards make a difference.
Okay, so imagine this. You're managing a large vineyard,
Okay.
and you've got sensors from one company that are monitoring your soil moisture,
Okay.
which is great for optimizing your irrigation.
Right.
Now you come across another company, let's say Zinseo,
Okay.
that's offering a really cutting-edge weather monitoring system, also based on LoRaWAN,
Okay.
because of that shared language.
Right.
You can integrate those systems seamlessly.
So instead of juggling data from two completely separate silos,
Exactly.
it's all feeding into one cohesive picture.
one single source of truth.
I like that. Right.
You can then layer on other LoRaWAN devices,
Okay.
maybe sensors that are tracking disease prevalence,
Okay.
or even sensors that are monitoring the sugar content of the grapes.
Why?
Suddenly, you've got this interconnected web of information all working together
Right.
to give you a 360-degree view of your operation.
Okay, that's cool. But paint a picture for me of what this actually achieves.
Okay.
How does all this data translate into, say, more grapes
Sure.
or better wine?
So let's take that vineyard example.
Okay.
By combining the soil moisture data with hyperlocal weather information, let's say from a Zenseo weather station, you can start to predict the risk of fungal diseases in your vineyard.
Interesting.
So no more spraying on a schedule.
Right.
We're targeting your interventions only when and where they're needed,
Wow.
which means less chemical use,
Right.
healthier vines, and ultimately higher quality yields.
And because your system is open, if a new, even better sensor for fungal detection comes out next year, you can just swap it in.
Exactly. You're not locked into any particular technology or vendor,
Okay.
so you can always take advantage of the latest and greatest advancements.
So it future-proofs your investment in a way.
It really does. And this is another benefit of open standards.
Okay.
The interoperability between devices from all these different manufacturers,
Right.
it fosters healthy competition in the market,
Makes sense.
which leads to more innovation and often more cost-effective solutions for farmers like you.
It sounds like a win-win, better tech,
Absolutely.
and potentially even cost savings.
Yeah.
But let's shift gears a bit.
Oh.
We've talked a lot about the what and the why of LoRaWAN. But what about the, how do you actually go about implementing this technology on a farm?
That's a great question, and it really depends on the specific needs and goals of the operation.
Okay.
But in general, it starts with identifying the key data points that would be most valuable to track.
So it all starts with figuring out what information would be most valuable to have, like, right there at your fingertips.
Right.
But then what?
So once you've identified those key data points,
Okay.
you need to choose the right sensors and devices to actually collect that information.
Right.
And this is where understanding the capabilities and limitations of different LoRaWAN compatible products is really essential.
Okay.
For instance, Zenseo specializes in soil sensors and weather stations.
Right.
So they might be your go-to for those specific needs.
And because of the open standard, you can mix and match those Zenseo devices
Exactly.
with other LoRaWAN sensors, say, for like tracking irrigation flow rates or even monitoring livestock location.
Absolutely. The beauty of LoRaWAN is its flexibility. You can start small, maybe with a few soil moisture sensors in a critical field,
Okay.
and gradually build out your network as your needs and budget allow.
It's like building a smart farm one piece at a time.
Exactly.
But once you've got all those sensors deployed and sending data,
Right.
what happens next?
That's a good question.
I imagine it's a lot of information to process.
It is a lot of data.
Right.
And that's where data visualization and analysis tools come in.
Okay.
Platform software
Okay.
can take all that raw data from your sensors and translate it into user-friendly dashboards, charts, and alerts
Right.
that help you make sense of it all.
So no more drowning in spreadsheets.
Exactly. You can actually see the trends,
Right.
identify potential problems, and make data-driven decisions in real time.
So you could be proactive
Yeah.
instead of reactive.
Precisely. For example, imagine getting an alert on your phone
Okay.
that a particular section of your vineyard is showing signs of water stress. Based on those Zenseo soil moisture readings,
Right.
you can then use that information to adjust your irrigation schedule,
Okay.
specifically for that area, conserving water and making sure those vines stay healthy.
Talk about proactive farm management.
Right.
It's like having a team of digital advisors
I love that.
constantly monitoring your fields and whispering insights in your ear.
That's a great analogy. And the exciting thing is,
Yeah.
we're only just beginning to scratch the surface of what's possible
Right.
with LoRaWAN and precision agriculture.
Yeah.
As more and more data is collected and analyzed,
Right.
we can start to unlock even more sophisticated insights,
Right.
leading to greater efficiency, sustainability, and ultimately a more resilient and productive agricultural industry.
It's been really eye-opening to dive deep into the world of LoRaWAN today
It has.
and explore how this technology is empowering professionals like you
Yes.
to make smarter decisions and really optimize every aspect of their operations. Remember, it all starts with understanding your needs, choosing the right tools, and embracing the power of open standards.
Couldn't agree more.
That's the key to unlocking the full potential of precision agriculture and shaping the future of farming.
I think so too.